Let's look at a couple of different simulators. As I mentioned, there are a variety of simulators out there. I'm just going to show you a few of them. The first one that we're going to look at is mobiletest.me, and this allows you to test your website on a variety of devices. So here, when you first get to the website, you need to pick the device that you want to test your website on. So you'll pick that particular device, and then you'll put the web address. You will need your site to be live in order to test utilizing this website. And then once you have typed it in, you can see that it displays the website on that particular device. So I can see how my website would actually look, and if I have links that are live, I can actually go to those particular pages and view it just as I normally would on that particular device. So this is kind of nice because it does give you an idea of how this will look, and it simulates the functionality. I mean, obviously you're not going to have the touch feature enabled, but you are able to navigate through the site. From here you can choose a different device. So if I wanted to switch and try this on a different device, it's then going to display my site on a different device. So here you can see on this Samsung device, I have a little bit of an issue anyways with my menu and where the menu is rendering. So I might want to address that. But there are tons of different devices available, and this gives you a good idea of how your website would actually function on that particular device. In addition to that, you can go into options and you can choose landscape or portrait. So if you switch to the landscape mode from portrait, you can see how my website now changes to our more large screen type of view. Also, I can change emulation from basic to advanced, and the advanced is available with the Pro plan. So again, you would need to pay to have the Pro plan available. But even with just the basic plan, it gives you a good idea of how these devices are going to render your website. So this is a useful tool to be able to use. Another tool that you could use is inside Chrome. There is an add-on called Window Resizer, and once you have Window Resizer installed, then you can emulate various screen resolutions by utilizing this particular add-on. So I've already downloaded and added Window Resizer to Chrome, and in order to use it, I'm going to put in my web address, and then I will click on the little icon for the resize window, and this lets me choose the particular size that I want to emulate. And once I choose that, my window is going to be resized based on those specifications. So then I can view my site and see how it would look under those specifications. And obviously there's a lot of different settings that you can use to test. You can also go into settings and you can augment some of the various settings that you want. You can, in addition to that, add additional presets or delete presets, and you can add your own presets and window sizing as well as the icon that you want associated. So this could be a good tool if you use Chrome to be able to test your websites. Another option that I really like is the Viewport Resizer, and this is actually a little bookmarklet that you can install onto your web browser, and this works in any sort of web browser. So if you come to this website here, you can click to install the bookmarklet. And once you have the bookmarklet installed, you'll see a little resizer script will show up in your bookmark bar, and when you click that, it's going to open up this little sub panel menu right here. And once you have this open, you can choose through the various devices that are here. And if I click any of these, you can see that it'll just resize my screen based on this particular resolution setting. So if I chose tablet, it would show me how my page would look inside of a tablet using these width specifications. And you can see that the size, the portrait, the ratio is displayed here. So if I go to something smaller, it shows me a small size tablet, and all the functionality still works. You would be able to navigate through your site and utilize it in the manner in which you had originally set it up. You can also customize the size settings here, so if you wanted to make something custom, you would punch in the numbers and then it would update your preview based on those specifications. You can also grab this and just click, hold, and drag to resize and get an idea of how your particular website is going to look on a variety of device sizes. So this is a good one to use as well. And finally, if you are a Firefox user, Firefox has a really helpful little tool built right into the developer tools of Firefox. If you simply go to Tools, and if you go to Web Developer, and if you go to Responsive Design View, your page will actually open in a responsive design view, and there's a list of presets right here that you can target, and then you can preview how your particular web page would look at that preset, and you can customize this as well and put in your own set of presets. These are a wonderful set of different tools that you can use to simulate how your website is going to look in a variety of situations. Obviously, you're not going to get all of the functionality issues that you might normally have if you were using the device itself, but it certainly gives you a good idea of what this site might look like. Another advantage that you have from simply using these tools or just browser resizing, which is simply just what we've been doing by resizing our browser window, is it lets you see the in-between positions. So not just the preset possible viewports, but the widths of whatever device you choose to target on. And since device widths are constantly changing, it's important to make a website that's going to function well in a wide variety of widths, even ones that we don't even know exist quite yet. So in summary, when you create a responsive website, you need to give a lot of thought to both the users and the devices that they might be using. Although responsive design is not only about designing for mobile, it's natural to focus more on mobile because it's probably the less familiar medium and because there are just so many new capabilities and limitations to consider with mobile devices. Just don't forget to make sure that your design works well on desktop screens as well. And as I've mentioned before, I would recommend that you don't design for any particular device, but rather create a design that will work well across all devices. Focus on mobile first, make sure it works well in this particular environment, and then build up to the larger screens.